Welcome back to my poker channel. My name is Andreas, and on here I talk about poker news, poker life, and poker strategy. And in this video, it's going to be all about poker life during a pandemic. The last 5 months have been the weirdest months of my life, and it's not even close. And I'm sure that for many of you watching this might be the same thing. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm an exception, but let me explain. The thing about the pandemic, or more so actually the restrictions, is that it amplifies everything that's already going on in your life. So if you're having a blast playing online poker, then the pandemic or the restrictions are actually helping you because you get to do what you would otherwise do anyway, and you just get to do it a lot more often. Whereas if you're in my spot where it has been quite a few years that I've been playing this game, and now I would want to have a little bit more balance and doing other things in my life than just playing, and now basically being just left over, at home and doing nothing else but playing poker is just a lot more difficult than it used to be. Before this 5-month lockdown restrictions here in Austria, I actually found a solution to, this really monotonous grind that took a lot of effort from me, and that is just to go to a place where I could relax for 2-3 hours a day and then come back recharged with a lot of energy and put in some effort. And right now that's just removed, and I can't describe how insane that difference feels. It's just so much harder these days, and I could even see it in some data that I used with an Aura ring. It's a product that basically tracks your heart rate, and you could see that my heart rate variability plummeted in November, December, because I just stopped relaxing. I just at home I find it very difficult to just chill because I wouldn't know how. I'm just playing, and there is some addictive tendencies that you can find right now, which I don't like at all. But then I also thought about, well, what if I just stop? Well, tell that to my brain and my habits. I'm freaking winning at poker. I'm good at it, and I'm not just someone gambling my money away. I'm actually winning. So it's so hard to justify to myself financially to just take some time off and go in nature. It's I'm trying to go for walks, sometimes for a hike when the weather's better again. And then I also went a little bit of skiing. But it's so difficult when you're in this narrowed tunnel vision mode where you think that's just what you have to do. That's what you do. You get up and you play, right? My prediction is that post-pandemic, the people right now that when they go to bed, they can't wait to get up the next morning and play online poker, play live poker equally. And from all these players together, the people who actually put down effort and study the solvers, of course, unless you're, an Isildur-like talent and you have an understanding of the game, an intuitive understanding of it. But even that wouldn't be enough if you play only the top 20 in the world. It could be your pitfall if you're actually never studying. So from these people who actually put down effort into the solver land and just go and get at it every day, they will become the best players in the world. Even though I think that a few new players that I just described will get to the top, I think that description is more true for the people who are already the best poker players in the world. And I think that the skill gap, and that's my prediction post-pandemic, has increased. I think the ones that are the best, the ones that have now used all the time to grind the solvers, to become better, to study, to just become more precise with their game plan, that they have increased the gap between them and all the others. And that, they just didn't have any of this. They didn't have any of these stupid, silly distractions, these restrictions. They just, played and studied and just used all their time and effort, probably with a lot more ease than most people. Another effect that I also heard about mainly and didn't experience really myself is that a lot of the games have become a lot softer locally because the best players weren't able to travel as much. So, for example, in live poker, I would expect a lot of the games to be really good right now because a lot of the regs didn't get to travel and basically game select and, fly to the places that were soft. In terms of money flow in the poker industry, I don't want to merely make a prediction based on the pandemic, because I think that there's two ways that you can interpret the money flow in poker. I think that the gambling industry might be very resistant to crises like that, and people will always find a way to play. Or it might be also just the other way around, that that people won't have the disposable income, and that's actually the main driving factor towards games actually running, and that we might have a huge problem, in a few years. But as I said, I can't really make any predictions. It's way above my head. But I think it could go either way. You can also let me know down in the comments if you have any predictions, and if you think you have an idea of how the future of poker online and live will go after the pandemic, after the financial repercussions have all happened for years, because now we might be at the beginning of the hill and of major financial crisis coming, because of people obviously struggling a lot with their finances as a result of these restrictions. I want to put out this real content out there, because I feel like that a lot of content in poker is all about the glamour of winning a lot of money, whether it's in cash games or in particularly tournaments. And I wanted to tell a little bit my side of the story, so that you can see that it's not always that. Sure, I'm also winning, but it doesn't always feel that great. I mean, especially there's also this bias, whereas if you lose money, it feels a lot worse than if you're winning it. You might have won like quite a bit the last month, but now you're having this losing session, and then life's not going the way you want it to go otherwise, and it tilts you so much more. And it's not just because of the game, it's because of your circumstances. And if they're not in how you want things to be, you can trust me, and you know how I can tilt sometimes. It can be quite disturbing, to say the least. So I wanted to tell that, and I hope that you guys can relate in one way or the other, and that it's been interesting to you to hear my insights. It has been a while since I posted on this channel. I try to make some content here on the future, and I have some plans, some podcasts coming up, and that I hope that we get that book pretty soon. As usual, smash like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought. And I'm going to see you for the next video. Thanks for watching.